Everybody, BDJ Gaming here, back with another MLB The Show 25 franchise series episode. We have the Colorado Rockies today, and we did the Arizona Diamondbacks, their division rival in the last video. Very fun team to try to win a World Series with. The Rockies, on the other hand, this is going to be tough. I don't even know if we're going to make a playoff run with this team because this roster is very just meh. They have a lot of money tied up in a lot of just mediocre players. And we're gonna have a lot of work to do, especially in this first season. Really, the first season might just be trying to get off some of the bad contracts and just go into the second season, sign some free agents. We're in a very tough division. Dodgers, Padres, Giants, D-backs, all way better than the Rockies. And the Rockies just not a very good ran team. Just the Chris Bryant contract's been one of the worst contracts in MLB history. And listen, before the contract, Chris Bryant was putting up good numbers. Like we go to his, you know, MLB stats, like 2021, he had 25 home runs, 73 RBIs. Like he got traded to the Giants, he was putting up good numbers. And then you look at his games played in Colorado, it has been a complete disaster. I mean, he has just not been able to stay on the field, and he still has 4 years, and not counting this season, 28 or 26 million, excuse me, per year. It's just they're pretty much stuck with that contract unless he retires, which he said he's not going to do. I think he has to go get back surgery or something. And Chris Bryant's really going to be one of those biggest what ifs in MLB history. I mean, he was so good for those first few seasons with the Cubs, and then it's just went haywire since. So let's take a look at this roster. Starting pitching is just not good. I mean, you got German Marquez, who's been hurt the last few years. They got him signed for one more year so we can get off that $10 million contract, thank goodness. Ryan Feltner, it's been not very good in his major league career, only making $2.3 million. Chase Dowager, definitely one of their top pitching prospects, if not the top pitching prospect in the Rockies organization. We might give an opportunity to be in the rotation first year, just see what he can give us. Austin Gomber, who just hasn't worked out in Colorado. He was good with my Cardinals, but something about his involvement in that Nolan Arenado trade, I think, really messed him up. I think he even said that in an interview, like it just really messed him up, like mentally, because you're trying to live up to being, you got traded for one of the greatest Rockies of all time, and you're just like, so he is a free agent after next season. You have Kyle Freeland, who they gave him a bunch of money. He has not been good since. Not really been a good major league pitcher really since 2018. I mean, pitching in Colorado, I guess you got to take in consideration as well. But another guy, we're tied up in money, gonna try to move off him. And then they got some okay pitching prospects, no B's or anything. So really, Chase Dowager is the only forward to. Bullpen wise, you got Scott Alexander, the veteran. He's on an expiring contract. Diego Castillo, Lucas Gilbreath. I mean, Jake Bird. I mean, you got low 60 overalls. Victor Vodnik. I mean, this bullpen's a complete mess as well. Then closer, you got Tyler Kinley, a 64 overall closer, 34 years of age. Like this team just needs so much work. Jacob Stallings, a veteran at catcher. Catcher's definitely something we're going to have to look at. They do have Drew Romo, who they've been hoping to really turns out to be something. He hasn't hit the major league level yet, but hopefully he could give us something. And then Hunter Goodman as well. Got some good power. This guy could definitely be something, potentially. And then first base, you got Michael Toglia, 26 years old, had 25 home runs last year. He's got some pop, so definitely in Colorado he's going to rake. Kyle Farmer, they signed as a veteran bat, and you got Chris Bryant, who we're going to try to move off of, Keston Hira. Second base, you got Tyro Estrada, who they got in the offseason. A guy who can hit a little bit. Let's see how he performs. They have Adele Amador, who's a 21-year-old prospect. Third base, you got Ryan McMahon, who hasn't been a horrible contract for them. I actually like Ryan McMahon a lot. I think they were hoping he took over for Nolan Arenado, which he's done a great job at. Like, he's a good defender, can hit for power. We got him signed for the rest of this franchise that we want to keep him. I think, will be good at third base. Owen Miller. Ezekiel Tovar is a guy they're very high on. You can see why last year he had 26 home runs, 78 RBIs. He had 15 home runs the year before. He's only 23 years of age. They gave him that contract extension. I think he's going to be very good for them. Left field is a complete mess. I mean, you don't really got anybody to look forward to there. Center field, you got Brenton Doyle, who's 26 years of age, had 23 home runs last year. He'll definitely be a big part of our offense. Mickey Moniak, still only 26, but the Angels got rid of him. Tyler Freeman. And then you have right field, Zach Veen, who I think most people know him from doing that smoking a blunt Tony did after hitting like a double or something, which is kind of funny. And then George Beck. So, listen, this team, we're not ready to compete this season. I mean, we can make a lot of deals, but I just don't think we're going to be ready to compete. So we really got to just use this first season as a fill-out process, see who makes an impact, see who's going to fit with this team next season, and really try to go head first into free agency and trades and try to get something going. I mean, this is going to be a very, very tough team to try to get to the playoffs, but I'm ready for the challenge, so let's get to it. So before we get to the season underway, I signed a few free agents. Orlando Hill is a 26-year-old free agent. We needed some starting pitching, went out and signed him. We signed David Robertson to a one-year deal, veteran guy. Maybe we can move him at the deadline for something. Zach Jackson, I know I sign him in every franchise, but I didn't want to sign him in this one, but the bullpen's so bad, I just was like, you know what, screw it. And then Scott Alexander, we still had Joe Kelly. I signed to a one-year deal as well. So we had a few veterans, and then we also went out and signed J.D. Martinez, who I think will rake in Colorado. These are a few veterans that, hey, if they perform, trade for assets. If not, they're on a one-year deal anyways, so I think it works out. We're going to accept this trade from the Orioles. Keegan Aiken, who's having a really good year, adds to our bullpen. We got him under control for another season. 1.86 ERA for Austin Gomber, who's not even at the major leagues right now. He's in the minor leagues right now, pitching very well, but he's not really a part of our long-term future. Another trade we're going to accept. Aaron Ashby is only 26 years of age, having a really good year. Had him, I think, in another franchise. Well, 2.5 ERA for Kyle Farmer, who doesn't have a long-term future. He's a free agent after the year, anyways. So we're going to accept this trade from the Dodgers. Tony Gosselin, who's having a solid year. Dodgers have a ton of starting pitching, as we all know. For Herman Marquez, we get some value back for an expiring contract. I think this is a good deal. So we're going to accept Dario Laverde, who's a 20-year-old catching prospect. Not going to make an impact in this franchise. We get off Kyle Freeland's contract. He's not been completely horrible this season, but, we got some more money to spend in free agency. We're going to take it. So here we are, our first trade deadline, and we're not going to be competing this year as we expected. 43-65, just not a good season, and the Dodgers are running away with it. Well, not running away with it, but they have 73 wins. Let's say everybody's been doing, and maybe we could sell off some veterans, get some contracts out of here, and see what we can do. So Brenton Doyle, who we got a big contract, big trade offer for, but I was like, nah, he's a big part of our team. We're going to try to compete in these next two seasons after this. We're going to have him get going. So, I mean, he's having a solid year, not anything special, but not horrible. Zach Veen, not doing much offensively, unfortunately. J.D. Martinez, we're probably going to trade for at least something. 16 home runs, 48 RBIs, about where he was last year. Michael Toglia has really struggled. His potentials went down, unfortunately. 13 home runs, 36 RBIs, only hitting 202. Numbers down across the board. Ezekiel Tovar's not having an awful season. 15 home runs, 44 RBIs, hitting 249, slugging 409, about where his numbers were in 2023. Ryan McMahon, probably going to finish with 20 home runs again, so I'm not too mad at that. He's not having an awful year. Mickey Moniak's not doing too much offensively. Tyro Estrada not hitting like we expected. I mean, he's been horrible, 191 average. Jacob Stallings was hurt. I think he was out 1 or 2 months, but he's not a guy who hits much anyways. And then we look at our bench. Chris Bryant, we called up. He's hitting 100, 1 for 10. Maybe we look to move off his contract and get something back if a team will take it. Hunter Goodman, 5 home runs. A lot of our offensive players are just not performing well. Yanquill Fernandez just got called up. And then Tyler Freeland is actually I'm mispronouncing the names today. I apologize. Tyler Freeman hitting 269. So he's been good off the bench. But all in all, our lineup has not been very good. Hopefully our pitching's a better sight. That's all I can really say. So Orlando Hill, the rookie we signed in free agency, 7-8, 3.63 ERA. I will take that. That is very good for your first major league season, especially in Colorado. That's great numbers. Tony Gosselin has been okay this year so far. We put him in that starter role. Ryan Feltner, it's been good. I mean, I'll take that for a third starter, 4.02 ERA, especially, with this rotation, how it looks. Chase Dollinger, not been great, 7-9 record, 5.19 ERA. And then Blake Adams, we called up from AAA. He was pitching very good down there. Not bad in his first start. Well, he didn't start, but he, pitched a game this year. Antonio Sicitella has been okay out of the bullpen, 4.65 ERA, 1-2 record. Keegan Aiken's been fantastic. We might have to re-sign him for the final year. 3-0, 1.98 ERA. Diego Castillo's been good, 2-1, 3.48 ERA. Lucas Gilbreth, I'll take that, ERA just over 4. Tyler Kinley's been fantastic, pleasant surprise, 2.72 yard. Maybe he's a veteran we trade off and get something back. Zach Jackson's been good, 3.73 ERA, 19 holds. Aaron Ashby, who we got in a trade recently as well, 3.07 ERA. And then David Robertson, that closer role, 20 out of 31 in saves, another guy we're probably going to look to move. So really our main goal with this trade deadline, try to trade some horrible contracts, trade some veterans who don't have a long-term future with this team and see what we can work. So if I make any big-time trades or really just getting good value back, I'll let you guys know. So we're going to make this deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're going to trade David Robinson and Tyler Quinley for Dennis Santana, who's a closer, 28 years old, 77 overall. This helps us next season. So we're going to trade Chris Bryant and Jacob Stallings for Jose Barrios from the Blue Jays. He is due $18.71 million, but he is a guy who helps our rotation the next few seasons, and we get off Chris Bryant's contract. On trade, we're going to make up the trade deadline. We're going to trade JD Martinez and Jordan Beck to the Dodgers for Brusdar Graterol, who's 26 years old, 80 overall closer. We add more to our bullpen. Going to focus more on the offense after the season and free agency. So it's the final trade we're going to make before the deadline. The first season is over and nothing to write home about. We lose 98 games, 64-98. We got a lot of work to do in the offseason if we're even going to try to make a run. I mean, this is going to be tough. Let's say everybody performs off the pitching rotation. Orlando Hill with his first season was spectacular. 12-10, 3.15 ERA. Definitely a big part of our rotation going forward. Tony Gosselin was solid. 4.69 ERA, 2-7 record, had 2 saves as well. Ryan Felton, not a bad season. Had 17 losses, though. Just didn't get a lot of run support, unfortunately. Chase Dowinger, just not a good first season. 9-14, 5.13 ERA. And then Jose Barrios was okay. I mean, maybe we look to move off his contract if we get anything good. Like, we'll see if he's a long-term piece. But, I mean, it's good to have a veteran like him in the rotation. Antonio Sensatella, it's not good. 5.30 ERA. Maybe we look to move him in the offseason as well. Lucas Gilbreth, I'll take that, 4.20 ERA. Dennis Santana, not bad. 28 saves this year, 6 blown saves, 6-3 record, 3.77 ERA. Keegan Aiken, ERA went up a little bit in the second half, but still a spectacular season, 2.36 earned run average. Diego Castillo, back to being healthy and pitched a hell of a year, 3.57. Zach Jackson was great, 29 holes, 3.19 ERA. Aaron Ashby was great, 2.60 ERA. And then how about Graterol in limited innings? 1.71 ERA, 13 out of 15 in save opportunities. So our bullpen actually did a pretty good job outside of really Sensatella. Like, that's a pleasant surprise. Rotation definitely could use some work. I think we could sign a pitcher or two, maybe just one, like an ace or something. We'll be fine. Let's take a look at the lineup. Brenton Doyle, and just a down year overall for him. Overall still went up, but just expected better, especially from our top overall player. 14 home runs, 46 RBIs. Tyler Freeman didn't play horrible in a limited role. Ryan McMahon had 20 home runs again. He always putting up them 20 home run season when he gets the opportunity. 69 RBIs. Numbers a little down, but actually about where he was last year. Very identical numbers, less strikeouts. Michael Toglia just didn't really perform well. Like, his numbers aren't like that off from last year. I mean, they're down, but man, we got to have him hitting better. Ezekiel Tovar, a little bit of down year, but not bad. 18 home runs. Mickey Moniak, about where his numbers were last year. Tyro Estrada just did not hit like we had hoped. Maybe he's more of a bench battle platoon guy going forward. Yanquel Fernandez didn't play bad in the limited role, so I'll take that. Hunter Goodman, nah, had a little bit of power, but nah. Aaron Shunk, I don't even know who this is. I guess he's some rookie we got. 179 average. Owen Miller, we called up from AAA. He actually didn't perform bad. Maybe a veteran bat to have going for off the bench. Zach Fiend didn't hit, and then Drew Romo didn't hit as well. So a lot of just nobody really had. The sad part is nobody really had above what they've done in the past type season. Everybody either had a below average season offensively or just about where they've always been, which not that that's a bad thing to be where you've always been, but you want somebody to take a leap, and nobody took a leap or they just went down a leap. So we need to add to this offense. We need a designated hitter. We need our right fielder. We need maybe a second baseman, a left. I mean, there's a lot of work to do, maybe even in trades. So I'm going to get to work. Let's see who wins the World Series real quick. I know I don't always show this. Twins win the World Series, so that's good to see. So I'm gonna get to work. I'll see you guys at the start of the second season. season. Let's see if we can try to win a World Series. We made some moves. Went out and signed Jack Flaherty to a 4-year deal. Coming off an okay season, we got a new big three in the rotation: Sam McClanahan, Christopher Sanchez, Jack Flaherty, then Orlando Hill and Ryan Felton will be our starting five. Went out and signed Jose Quinjada from the Angels, who was a free agent. Okay year last year, was better in 2025. We'll have to see how he performs this year. Phil Maton, who had an awesome year last year. This guy always pitches well in franchise, it seems like. 2.10 ERA. And another guy we added to this bullpen. We went out and signed Jake Rogers to a 2-year deal. Not really a great year last year offensively. He's known for his bat. Maybe in Colorado he can get that bat back going. First base, Luke Raley. Second base, third base, shortstop, all the same. We signed Randy Rosarena, another guy coming off a down year. Only played 11 games last year, was hurt, seems like. But maybe he'll get that offense back in Colorado. We'll have to see. And then everything else is pretty much the same. So we made some moves really around the edges of this team. We didn't really need to make a ton of moves. We needed to get a starter, some extra bullpen arms. We lost out on some, and a left fielder and catcher, and we did that. So I'm ready to go. Let's see if we can win a World Series in this third and final season. Headline, we're 11 games out. The Dodgers are running well with the division right now. We're sitting at 59 and 51. We are in the wild card hunt. We're in the third spot right now. So we got, a good chance to make the wild card at least, but it's between us, the Pirates, the D-backs, and the Braves got a pretty comfortable lead right now. So let's say everybody's been performing and what moves we need to make to try to solidify our postseason run. So Brenton Doyle, better year so far. I mean, the numbers are definitely up, which is good. We need him to get better offensively to have any chance of making the playoffs. Randy Rosarena has not been really that great. 11 home runs, 33 RBIs, hitting 255. Kyle Tucker has been awesome, 24 home runs, 65 RBIs. Luke Raley's been good, 18 home runs so far through the season. Connor Norby, another good season for him, 18 home runs so far. Ezekiel Tovar just hasn't really hit in this franchise, which is unfortunate. I thought he was going to be a guy who hits like these 270, gives a little bit of pop, just hasn't done that. Mickey Moniak's been consistently a guy who look at his last 4 seasons, 14, 14, 14, 14, 13. So hopefully he gets above 14 this year for so far. Jake Rogers has had an okay year offensively, 14 home runs, 33 RBIs. And then and if you guys are wondering where Nolan Gorman is, he's unfortunately hurt. I forgot to show that. Hopefully he's back for the postseason. Fractured arm. He was having a pretty good year too, so we need his bat back for the postseason. But back to our lineup, we have Adil Amador, who's not been bad so far. Then we have Hunter Goodman, been okay. Drew Romo. We have 2 catchers, which is interesting, but I guess Hunter Goodman can play different positions, so it makes sense. Owen Miller, not been great, and then Tyler Freeman, not been great either. We really should have went out and got a bench bat. That's what I missed out on getting in free agency. So pitching-wise, Shane McClanahan, another good year, 13-3 record, 3.44 earned run average. Christopher Sanchez, down year so far, 7.8 ERA over 4. Jack Flaherty's been good, 7-5, 3.45 earned run average. Orlando Hill, another good season. His ERA is usually around 3 or 4. And then Ryan Feltner, not a good year so far, 4-12 record. Yikes. And then we have Carson Palmquist, who is some rookie I think we drafted or something. He's actually had a good year so far in his first major league season. ERA under 4. Dennis Santana, solid year so far, 3.49 ERA. Phil Maton's not been good. ERA over 4.5. Aaron Ashby's been a great pickup, 4-1, 3.10 ERA for him. And you have Tyler Holton, another good season. He's consistently putting up ERAs around 3 for us in these 2 seasons. Zach Jackson just hasn't been good the last 2 seasons. I was really hoping he'd bounce back. And then Gratterall, what a season for him. He's not our closer right now, which is interesting, but he's been just as good. 1.93 ERA, man. And then how about Jose Quinjada, though, as the closer? 37 out of 42 in save opportunities, 2.06 ERA. So what a pickup he was. So we look at our team, and we need maybe a second baseman. Maybe another bench bat, honestly. Like Gorman to come back, but like we need to go out there and maybe just get an extra bench bat who can sub in here and there and give us some offense because our bench is so bad. But other than that, I'm not really. I know Feltner's having a bad year, but he's our 5th starter. Like I can deal with that as our 5th starter. We could even move Carson Palmquist to the rotation if he continues to struggle. Ryan Feltner. So, like bullpen's been really good. honestly. So I don't think the pitching really needs too much adjustment. The lineup, really just, like I said, a bench bat. So I'm going to look for a bench bat, and then we'll get on with this, hopefully, postseason run. Espinal, who's hitting 343 with the Orioles right now, adds a good bench bat. Guy could play third, short, second. We're going to trade Owen Miller and Jose Torres, a 27-year-old Double-A player, and get our bench bat. And we end up missing out on the postseason. 84-78 record to end this franchise video. Just missed out on the wild card by a game. It's unfortunate. Man, that's unfortunate. We did have some league leaders, or actually an award, Delivery Man of the Year, Jose Quinjada. So let's say everybody did before we wrap up this video. Brenton Doyle, 23 home runs, 71 RBIs. Good year from him. It was good to see him have a good offensive year overall. Randy Rosarena gave us solid production, nothing to really write home about. 15 home runs, 46 RBIs. Kyle Tucker with 37 home runs, 112 RBIs. Sucks he was healthy the whole year. We just couldn't get to the playoffs in his full season healthy. Connor Norbu, another good year, 28 home runs, 94 runs driven in, slugged 497. Ezekiel Tovar, about his production last year. Mickey Moniak, 17 home runs. He got above 14. Thank goodness for that. Jake Rogers with 20 home runs. That's good to see from our catcher position, which has really struggled the last few seasons offensively. And then Luke Raley, 22 home runs. A little bit of a down year, but not bad production. Nolan Gorman was hurt. Still not a horrible season. And we look at our bench. Hunter Goodman didn't do much. And Adil Amador actually gave us good production once he got his footing. So that's good to see. Santiago Espinal was good off the bench. And then Tyler Freeman. So really, I think what hurt us is like guys like Brenton Doyle and Tovar, I've talked about this many times, like didn't really take a leap that we needed them to take. Like they gave us consistent production. Like you looked at the 3 seasons, about the same numbers, but you didn't see a career season from either one of these guys. And, you know, we needed these guys to take a big leap if we were going to do anything, and they just didn't take that leap. So we take a look at the pitching side. Shane McClanahan, 18-6 record, 3.64 ERA for him. Christopher Sanchez had a down year overall, which sucks. Orlando Hill, I mean, I'll take that. 7-10, 3.77 ERA. Ryan Feltner had a better second half, 10-13 record. And then Carson Palmquist with the ERA over 5. Jack Flaherty did get hurt, I think, to end the season, but he gave us an okay season overall, 8-9 record. And then we look at the bullpen. Blake Adams, ERA of 9 in 2 innings. Dennis Santana was great. He really worked out for us as a trade acquisition. Phil Maton just didn't work out the way I'd hoped after a great year last year. Aaron Ashby was consistently good for us these 2 seasons, really 3.5 seasons. Tyler Holton, 2.97 ERA for him. Zach Jackson, about where he was last year. And Gratterall has been fantastic. This guy was just amazing for us down the stretch. And just the whole 3 seasons he was here, he was spectacular. ERA at 2.34. And then Quijada, which I didn't know if we were going to sign in free agency. He had a lot of offers. He ended up signing with us, had 50 saves, 1.94 ERA. And let's see who wins the World Series before I wrap up this video. The D-backs win the World Series. So Rockies fans, I tried. I got us a Cinderella story type run last season. We ended up finishing with, I think, the same record this season. We just didn't get to the postseason. So sorry I disappointed y'all. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll be doing the Los Angeles Dodgers next, so that should be something. So make sure to look out for that video. Have your notifications on. Check out the LTQ Wrestling Crew channel as well. We talk about wrestling every single week. Peace.